Hello friends, fans, and dairy products of all ages. This is Cheese of Ages here. Hoping that the YouTube direct from webcam uploader thingamajiggy will not crash on me like it's been doing the past few days, preventing me from making straight videos like this. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about League of Legends content again, mainly because I'm not sure if this is going to crash or not. I was going to upload a video talking about pencil and paper RPG content, but that requires longer ranting. So I'm going to wait until I'm sure this is stable. Today we're going to be talking about an item that's being playtested for League of Legends release on the public beta environment, the public test server kind of environment, which very few things actually ever change in the public beta environment. Some numbers are adjusted up and down slightly from what they intend to release, but they're not going to put it out there and then change their minds completely. Usually. They've done that once or twice, like, oh, we're going to shelve this for later. Once or twice. But it's pretty much assured that this item that I'm going to be talking about is going to be released. And I'm talking about a item that some people are looking forward to, but I'm sure a heck of a lot of people are not as eager to see it as I am. And that's Zeke's second to Deathcap. I mean, Zeke's Harbinger. Zeke's Herald is being reworked into an item that doesn't actually do anything resembling Zeke's Herald's function. It gives 250 mana, 35 armor, 50 ability power, and 10% cooldown reduction. So the stats are similar to Zeke's Herald. A bit. Let's compare base stats here. I'm going to open up another tab on my browser. Go to the wiki. I should have done this before I made the thing. But, here we go. Zeke's Herald. In fact, the stats aren't even remotely similar. Zeke's Herald previously, the base stats were 20% cooldown reduction and 250% health. So, this doesn't grant any health, but it grants armor, and it grants ability power, when Zeke's Herald didn't previously gain any, attach any specific ability boosts to it. So it could be built on either type of champion, honestly. And it was previously 2450, and it's 2300 now, because better numbers and is an AP item must mean it has to be lower priced than an item that could be used on AD. Yes, I'm still salty about that. But anyway, this much better base statistic item that is cheaper and focused towards AP champions and making AP champions more tanky and giving them more mana. 35 armor only. It's not hugely, but it's still more armor for ability power champions. And the active is Conduit. Enables you to bind to a target ally indefinitely for 60 seconds, which ties to the unique passive. When in 1,000 units of each other, you and your ally generate charges. Attacking or casting spells generates extra charges. So you are generating charges over time by being next to each other, and attacking them or using spells generates more. Assumedly you have to be attacking and casting spells next to you while within 1,000 units, otherwise this item would be broken as fuck. At 100 charges, causing damage consumes all the charges, increasing you and your ally's ability power by 20% and your critical strike chance by 50% for 6 seconds. Now, the previous thing just gave 20 attack damage and 10% lifesteal to all allies within 1100 range. So this just benefits one person rather than all of them, but grants a lot heftier bonuses than this item, which was more expensive. Okay, so I called this Zeke's second Deathcap. And I'm speaking, of course, about Rebidon's Deathcap, which is a 120 ability power item that grants you a 35% increase to your ability power, effectively making your base ability power and all of your items 35% higher. I called this second Deathcap for an obvious reason, and let's be honest, Riot, this is just going to make champions that this is going to buff the heck out of support Annie, and all of those supports that are like high damage, that are basically just another mage in bot lane. That's going to make that even more prevalent than it already is. And comps that have AP champions that can use in-hand attacks are going to be highly favorable, and marksmen that can benefit from AP are going to also be more popular. Mind you, they won't get a shit ton of use from the 20% increase unless they have a lot themselves. That just means that at the quickest opportunity, at the first opportunity, once the team play begins, nobody's going to keep this on the ADC. They're just going to link up to the mage, because mages have a lot better item progression and do a lot more now than marksmen do. And especially if there's like a Diana on the team, because she uses basic attacks as a large part of her kit. Auto attacks is a large part of her kit, and is a burst assassin guy. So giving a burst assassin 50% crit and increasing their damage score by 20% is going to be a heck of a lot better than just granting 50% critical power to the ADC. And yeah, this is going to make the kill lane a much more abundant thing. Support Annie is going to, and at least in lower like elo games with like assholes that pick Annie support and don't play in a support mindset like the higher level people goes, the Annie's just going to be constantly taking the ADC's last hits, constantly doing this, and just having the ADC there to charge their second Deathcap up, and so they can go off with their 55% increase to their ability power from their Deathcap that they built and the Zeke's second Deathcap procking up. And Annie's throw in some auto attacks there too. While they might not do a lot of use, they interweave the auto attacks in there occasionally, so they're getting crit bonuses too, albeit not a huge amount. And even if this doesn't have a large as effect on ADCs at the higher elos, where the support Annies may form the kill lane but still support, who thinks it's a good idea to give an ADC a 50% increased crit chance, constantly? Like every time you hit 100 charges. For 6 seconds, you make your ADC crit all of the time, essentially. After they've gotten their first item, which is usually Infinity Edge, every so often, for 6 seconds, they crit every shot. And in Ash's case, which is one of the most overpowered and high meta picks in the meta right now, will just have 50% increased damage on all their attacks. This is just... I am not looking forward to this item, because it just shifts so many things so much. There's going to be like mid lane mages paired with like freaking the support with, so there's like 2 mages with each with 2 Deathcaps on, each with 55% increased AP for 6 seconds, which will, after between 6 seconds, will lower by things. And this is coming out in the same patch with the Black Market Brawlers things, which are having a shit ton of AoE damage buffing items for AP champions, and not giving AD much of anything to compensate. So this is just going to be like Black Market Brawlers is going to be pretty much like mage dominant, mage playground. I mean, AD champions are not going to be like even like remotely nearly as viable in those modes. It's just going to be Mage City. Jesus. I am not looking forward to Zeke's second Deathcap. Not at all. But yeah, short video, just making sure this thing can record. Anyway, if you have thoughts, feel free to comment down below. If you think I'm blowing things out of proportion, or I must be like a Bronzy, you know, to think this is what's going to happen to lanes, feel free to comment below. For the time being, this will be Cheese of Aegis, signing out.